Well, we're back right here on the weekend show, and our guest this evening right here in the studio, we have with us tonight Dr. Roula Barake, and Dr. Roula is the Director of the Nutrition Department at Dasman Diabetes Institute. Dr. Roula, we'd like to welcome you to the program tonight.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being with you tonight.
Nice to have you with us. Our topic tonight is World Food Day, which is coming up this Tuesday, October 16th. So how did the idea, Dr. Roula, of World Food Day come about?
Well, in 1945, the Food and Agriculture Organization, one of the United Nations agencies, was established. So in 1979, they thought of really making this day in celebration of their birth. They decided, they announced it every spring, and they celebrated on the 16th of October, as you've mentioned. Starting from 1981, they started adopting themes for each year. So it's all around really alleviation of poverty, hunger, food security. It all revolves about these issues, and each year they adopt a new theme to encourage the world go in that direction to curb the problem.
Since you're talking about the theme, maybe you could tell us about this year's theme for 2012, please, Dr. Roula.
Yes, this year's theme is about agricultural agencies or cooperatives. So the wording is agriculture cooperatives key to feeding the world.
Yeah, so that's a big sentence
there.
It's
a big sentence.
Explain to us, what does that mean, please?
Exactly. Well, actually, again, this is in alignment with the decision announced by the U.S. General Assembly designating the year 2012 as the International Year of Cooperatives. Cooperatives, as a matter of fact, they're groups of people, men and women. They jointly own a business. They control it democratically, trying to fulfill the aspirations of people, whether cultural, economic. The good thing about it is they put people or the human being before profit. It's meant to develop profit, yes, but people are addressed firstly. So they're concerned with well-being of people, empowering them, strengthening them. It can have different names, actually. It can be a registered cooperative, but it can be also unions, it can be producer organizations, it can be anything, self-promoting businesses. That's good enough, as long as it addresses the issues and concerns of the underprivileged people, categories of people who are not empowered, not decision makers, to promote for better lives for them.
Okay, so in terms of these organizations and cooperatives, it's to encourage them, let's say, what, to help out the less needy, or what exactly?
Exactly.
In terms of, because it is dealing, we're talking about World Food Day.
Definitely.
Is that more to get for them food supplies to reach them, or explain more, please?
Now, when we talk about people who are needy and hungry and poor, we're talking about rural areas. It can be agricultural organizations, it can be livestock developers, it can be people dealing with fisheries. So they try to improve the lives of these people who have a small plot of land that they need to grow. They help them by really making irrigation channels, for example, better transport of their products, collective purchasing and marketing, where they become they facilitate their decision making power, where some of the profits go back to them and help them have decent lives, better lives. They empower women who count for 43% of the rural agricultural societies. Again, they empower them through knowledge transfer of technology, strengthening their status, helping improve their health to produce more and develop better and be less hungry and less poor.
So how big a problem is the hunger issue globally, Dr. Roula?
You've raised a very important issue, Tariq. Around 105 million people are hungry in this world across the globe. 1.2 undernourished. I wouldn't say malnourished, because malnourishment may be even overnourishing, are undernourished. They don't have the basics that is important for their system. They don't get nutrients enough to help them develop mentally, psychologically, or physically well. Their immune system is compromised. They're anemic. They have bone problems. So it's like really, really serious.
And why is that, Dr. Roula? I mean, why, with the abundance of food in so many countries and just the basic foods, I mean, why is it not more distributed? Because this seems like it's been a problem for decades. People talking about this and talking about this. What's going on?
Unfortunately, it's not lack of food. We have enough food to feed every single soul on this planet. The problem is, and people attribute it to wars, fluctuation in weather, crisis. These emergencies, they count for only 8% of the hunger issue. It's soaring prices of food, monopoly, economical crashes that take place, lack of knowledge, lack of really using resources properly, lack of transferring food products from a place to another. All these things contribute or gather together and enhance the problem of hunger. Lack of respect to the environment. Again, we contribute as individuals, as institutes, as governments sometimes to bad environment, weather that would really compromise the amount of food that can be produced and utilized by these poor people.
So what can be done, let's say, in your opinion, to, let's say, alleviate a little bit of this hunger problem that's going on globally?
Well, it should be strategized on a public health level. Governments can do things like having laws or bylaws or policies to empower and enhance and improve lives of these people. Institutions can raise funds for these issues, have discussion panels to raise awareness. It's all about raising awareness of the problem, the magnitude of the problem, and to help people with tools, with approaches that can improve things. Universities, schools can provide a little bit of education to their clients so they would know the magnitude of the problem and what to do about it. As individuals, good parenting would be sufficient, as a matter of fact.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'll elaborate. Good parenting may mean different things, but let's say be kind to our environment. Teach our kids to carpool to schools, for example. Parents gather together, do that. I won't go to the extreme of really
but you know, some of these things maybe in our part of the world here may be lacking a little bit.
It's lacking a lot on carpooling,
so forth,
preserving energy,
yes,
turning off the electricity switches if we're not
these
using the appliance.
Good points that right here on the weekend show, we always try to make the public more aware of that.
Yeah, this is one of the things. We promote the awareness, and we need to heighten awareness of people so they would know what to do. As I'm telling you, Tariq, just switching off the electricity when we're not using it. We cannot live without electricity. We need to use it, but when we're not, we can turn it off. We don't need to go to the extreme of being vegetarians to cut back on eating meat, for example, but maybe reducing the portion, because it has an effect on the greenhouse gas emission, which causes part of the environmental problems, fluctuation in weather and these things. Just modifying our behavior a little bit, going paperless in institutions, in schools, rely less on printed material, use online resources, communicate through line. People now communicate through Twitters and Facebooks, and and have less of the paper documents. That's again preserving the environment, and it will help a little bit. Just teaching students, whether at home or at schools, about the hunger problem and how little we can contribute, or how great we can contribute by changing a few of our behavior. it can help a lot.
Very good points, Dr. Roula. And as we're winding up our interview this evening, yourself as the director of the nutrition department at Dasman Diabetes Institute, can you tell us a little bit about, I know your department's very active with many activities and events for the public as well as the people in the institute. Tell us a little bit about what's going on and what the nutrition department's been up to lately.
Yes, well, again, in alliance with our mission statement at Dasman Diabetes Institute, raising awareness is very important. So we have programs, outreach programs to schools, to institutes, to industry, raising awareness about diabetes, about healthy eating, about prevention of obesity. We have events that take place at Dasman, like screening events, for example, celebrating Girgi'an or World Food Day, World Diabetes Day. Just raising awareness through activities, through lectures, through interactive activities with people. We have, on the other hand, also education for the public, taking place programs every now and then. We have education or training for the professionals, whether they're dietitians or teachers at schools, because if we reach out to teachers who will be really looking after our kids, they will not only change the behavior of children, they will behave the behavior within their homes as well. And the more you know, the better you're empowered, the better actions you may take.
You also have the cooking classes, I believe, which are quite popular.
Yes, we have the cooking classes, which are meant to educate people about healthy cooking, not necessarily for diabetes.
And those occur, what, twice a week?
Twice a week.
Can you tell us when?
Yes, we have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. People can just call Dasman Diabetes Institute, and then they can register or book a spot, and they can attend these cooking classes. It's a 1-hour class with a specialized chef who really does modify Kuwaiti cuisine, international cuisine, and we provide them with the caloric value, carbohydrate count, fiber count.
I've seen the chef and yourself and some of your team on various programs on Kuwait TV and other channels. So very active, the nutrition department at Dasman Diabetes Institute, and I know you can also follow Facebook. Dasman has a Facebook account, Twitter and Instagram, and you'll be able to find out more about general activities of Dasman Diabetes Institute. And Dr. Roula, as we're coming towards the end of our interview this evening, what would you like to close with this evening about World Food Day or anything in general, please?
I would like to tell the audience that it's important to change our behaviors towards healthier, taking healthier steps towards our health, either eating healthy, raising awareness, talking about poverty, hunger, and what we can do about it, and eat healthy, exercise, and then you will own the world.
All right, well, we'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Roula, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was our pleasure. And we were speaking to Dr. Roula Barake, and Dr. Roula is the Director of the Nutrition Department at Dasman Diabetes Institute. We're going to take a short break and then be back with you right here on The Weekend Show. Stay tuned.